way to start the day with some joy. Thank you, Linda. Thank you. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to Unity of Tucson. Here we are. We are a spiritual community that is around. What are we around for? We are around here. We are around wherever we are to celebrate love. That's what we're here to do. Let's start off, of course, with our vision here at Unity of Tucson. It is this. We envision a place of peace, beauty, and power where spiritual principles are taught and practiced within an ever-growing and dynamic congregation. And of course, as we do every week, here are some beautiful faces of our dynamic congregation coming up for you. We're starting with a new song this week. I've never sung this song before our rehearsal this morning, so it's been an interesting morning so far. But we're going to go for it, and we'll all learn it together, and it's going to be fun. Something great is happening. Love is taking hold, and it won't let go of us now. That's the right key. Something here is calling. Forward, upward motion. We are drops in one ocean. Roll on. Will you rise up with me today? Lift up your voice and boldly say, we are the ones we've been waiting for. Live the dream of your highest calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts with the world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's the moment of our greatness. Let's stand together now. Whoa. I'll get it right by the end of the month. Every day's a chance you can do something amazing. You'll feel your passion blazing and shine. Paint with every vision and dance in new directions. Explore to new heights in your mind. I will rise up with you today. Lift up my voice and boldly say, we are the ones we've been waiting for. Live the dream of your highest calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts with the world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's the moment of our greatness. Let's stand together now. Whoa. One world, one voice, one heart, one dream, one dream. One voice, one heart, one world, one dream. One voice, one heart, one world. Live a dream of your highest calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts with the world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's the moment for our greatness. Let's stand together. Live the dream of your highest calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts with the world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. We're the moment of our greatness. Let's stand together now. It's fun to try new songs. Thank you so much. It is fun to try new songs and bring new things to this community. I love being able to do that. Once again, good morning. Welcome to this beautiful chilly Sunday morning. It's chilly here in Tucson, yes. We are a spiritual community, as I said before, here at Unity of Tucson. We are here to teach practical tools for a better life. Did I already introduce myself? I don't think I did. I'm Reverend Jonathan Zenz. If there's anyone who's watching or joining us for the first time, that's who I am. I am the minister here at Unity, and I'm a little off the wall today, it seems. But that's good. We should all be a little off the wall sometimes. It's, life is meant to have fun and be enjoyed. And so if I'm doing nothing else, I'm going to get up here and I'm going to have fun and hope that you have fun with me. Let's share together the words, let's read these together, the words of our mission statement here at Unity of Tucson. Within the principles of unity, we are a ministry of love, inspiration, learning, wholeness, acceptance, and joy that empowers all people to embrace their divine nature.
And today I would like us all to take special note of the words of the mission, because it's going to come up a little bit later, that we are a ministry of love, inspiration, learning, wholeness, acceptance, and joy. Those are really important values, I think, that we carry here in this community. And these are the things that we have decided are going to help us empower ourselves and embrace our divine nature. And the truth is, our nature is inherently divine because there is absolutely no separation between that infinite divine presence and power, that creative energy that we call God. It is consciousness. It is nothing else. It is the core of all creation. And since we are a part of creation, that is the core of our beingness. And so let us embrace that here today. There are a couple of ways that we can do this. The tenets that I carry with me in this vision of ministry are these. Love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. Love only, forgive everything, and remember who you are. And in understanding these things, I look out into a sea of beautiful God faces. A few that are in this room here sharing today. The board of directors are here today. We, of course, have our tech crew and our magnificent musicians today. But I also want you to know that I feel your energy out there in the virtual world. I know that you are part of this spiritual family, and I'm deeply grateful that you share your experience with us. This is what I know about you. You are love. You are light. You are life. You are magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. And I think we should all exclaim for ourselves. If you're in the room, if you're at home, if you're sitting in Starbucks, I would like for you to exclaim this out loud. Say, I am magnificent. I am magnificent. You absolutely are. Oh, well, I'm going to encourage you to take a few moments in the chat function of the video to reach out to your spiritual family, greet them, say hello, let them know how magnificent they are. Use your own voice to do so. And I do again want to say that I see you, I recognize everyone who's here present and know that you are magnificent. Hello back there, Jeffrey, you're magnificent. Yes, and such magnificence right here as well. As those messages proliferate, as that energy makes itself be known, we'll take a few moments as we settle ourselves into this experience here this morning. Just allow ourselves to move into that space of quiet contemplation. Easily and effortlessly letting go of anything that has preceded this moment, releasing any attachment to what is to unfold. And if it's safe and comfortable and you'd like to close your eyes, you're welcome to do so. As we turn the attention to that inner life, I am in full recognition that the inner life is the cause to what shows up as the effect of my outer life. And I understand that this is the truth of all creation, that the inherent activity of consciousness is showing up infinitely and magnificently as all creation. I am inspired by this. I allow myself to be lifted up by this joy. As we take a few moments for this quiet consideration, we have a new affirmation this month that I will read and simply allow it to wash over you and allow yourself to feel what you feel in relationship to these words. The I am essence that I am is awake and aware, and my life is blessed and inspired. allow yourself to take in those words as your own. Hear them in your own voice. The I am essence that I am is awake and aware. And my life is blessed and inspired.
It's like the air around me. It's like the sunlight on my face. I feel the love of God surround me. I am touched by amazing grace. And all I ever wanted, and all I ever needed, was already there. Closer than the sunlight, nearer than the air. And my breath becomes a song that was singing all along, that was singing everywhere. It is nearer than the air. It is nearer than the air. That infinite power, that infinite creative source, the presence. It is the allness, the wholeness, the unity of all creation. There is absolutely no separation. There is only this magnificent creative consciousness flowing forth as all things. And while we call it by many names, spirit, source, God, love, light, consciousness, infinite presence, infinite power, universal mind, whatever we call it, it is more than any name we can give it, because it is infinite. And I know that this is the truth of each and every one of us, that this is our core identity. We are the magnificence of this thing, the thing itself, spirit. And in this, I trust and know that our lives flow forth inspired, blessed, rooted in peace, faith, joy, love.
I welcome this with an infinitely grateful heart, knowing that the word I speak becomes the construct of my experience. For I believe what I speak, and my belief creates. So I trust this is so for each and every one of us. And with gratitude overflowing from within, I simply allow it to be so as I relax, release, trust, and know. This is the truth, and so it is.
I breathe in, and I am filled with the Spirit, and it is health to my body, it is peace to my mind, it is joy. And my breath becomes a song that we're singing all along, that we're singing everywhere. It is nearer than the air. It's like the air around me. It's like the sunlight on my face. I feel the love of God surround me. I am touched by amazing grace. And all I ever wanted, all I ever needed, was already there, closer than the sunlight, nearer than the air.
I don't know if you can tell, that's one of my favorite songs. Yeah. I tell you, that Michael Gott, he knows how to write a good song, doesn't he? Welcome, Kathy. I'm going to welcome Kathy Brandon to help with this morning's Lighting the Flames of Faith as one of our keepers of the flames, and grateful to have you serve in that capacity. And just your presence, your joyful presence is always a blessing to me. We engage in this practice of lighting the flames of faith as a ritual every week to understand and know that there is a common thread of love that flows through all faith traditions, all religious practices and traditions and spiritual ideologies. I have been changing it up each week, but I thought for the final month I would go back to what was originally the ceremony and utilize those words to round us out for this year. And so for each candle that we light, we are understanding and knowing these inherent truths. So we light a candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light a candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light a candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light a candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light a candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light a candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light a candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the divine will of love as the highest calling. We light a candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light a candle for all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. We light a candle for all those who are as yet unaware of the power and presence of Spirit in their lives, and for the space that we are holding for them, and for all faith traditions unnamed in this ceremony. And this final candle we light is the healing candle, a candle which represents the healing of any circumstance that requires the revelation of divinity. For that is the true nature of healing, the revelation, the revealing, the unfoldment of God in all circumstances, in all experiences. And so this is your candle for whatever is in your mind and in your heart that requires the light. Thank you, Kathy. The candle to your left is our peace candle. We keep the peace candle consistently illuminated with the understanding that it is a representation of the consistent illumination of peace in our hearts. And as we affirm and understand and recognize for ourselves that consistent illumination of peace, we can allow it to flow forth, to spread, and fill this world with peaceful thoughts, peaceful intentions, and peaceful words. And thereby, we create the construct of the experience of peace in the world. So that's why we keep this candle consistently lit. Let's read together the prayer for world peace in honor of this candle. Divine love indwells each person and radiates from one to another. Harmony is established and peace begins to reign in the world. I need extra water today. It seems I talk about water a lot these days. Yeah. Well, it's another Michael Gott song today. Michael Gott and Karen Drucker wrote today's featured song. It's a song that I have never, again, another song I've never sung before, but it's always been on my radar as a song I would like to sing. And so we're giving it a shot today. This is called We Are All Angels.
Do you know that there are angels in our midst? Can you hear them? Can you feel them? They're all around you and with you every day. Do you see them, or do you look the other way? It's the one who you forgot to kiss as you hurried out the door, or that stranger that said hello that you ignored. They are angels. We are angels. We are all angels who only have one wing. All angels searching for each other. All angels who cannot reach the sky, 'cause we need each other to fly. My life gets busy, the days go by so fast. We rush through hurried days and never make a moment last. when I take the time to look around and see there are sweet, sweet angels smiling back at me everywhere at any time. If we open up our eyes, we'll see the love surrounding us, and then we'll realize we are angels. We're all angels. We are all angels who only have one wing. All angels searching for each other. All angels who cannot reach the sky, 'cause we need each other. We need each other to fly, fly, fly. We need each other to fly. Thank you. The song today is really a song about the capacity that we have for finding ultimately common unity, which is the core of community. And I believe that community, and for me specifically spiritual community, is one of the most important parts of a life. It's certainly a very important part of my life, and I am so grateful for spiritual community. I'm so grateful to be living within the construct of a spiritual community and to have welcomed spirituality in my life, and I have found a magnificent community that are all part of this magnificent thing called life. Rooted in love, flowing forth always. And so, we are all angels who only have one wing, and we need each other to fly. We are stronger. We are absolutely stronger in our capacity to experience the most magnificent life we would like to experience, which is why I think so many of us come to places like this. We're looking for life to be better. And that's why I always say, it is through the practical application of spiritual tools that life gets better. I will hold to that forever because that has been my experience. And I believe it can be the experience for each and every one of us. So I'm going to talk about some practicality today in a way that you may not expect. I want to talk about the lives we lead. The lives we lead. I have this idea. It's not I don't think I coined this idea. It's not mine, but I downloaded it from somewhere at some point along the way, possibly from something I heard in media. I don't know. But I believe we each live 3 lives. We each live 3 lives, and sometimes those lives intersect and they appear the same, and sometimes they diverge and they live in contradiction with one another. And as I explain these particular lives, what I would love for you to do is I would love for you to reflect just initially on what comes to you as I express these lives. And the reflection I would like you to take into consideration is this. Are these aspects of your life, these 3 aspects of your life, are these 3 lives you are living in cohesion with one another or in contradiction to one another? And these are the 3 lives. I am getting to it, I promise.
These are the three lives that we lead. Each and every one of us leads a public life. Each and every one of us leads a personal life. And each and every one of us leads a private life. So let's just take for a moment the opportunity to consider if your public, personal, and private lives are in cohesion with one another, or if there is contradiction between any of them. Just check in with yourself for a moment. I want to talk a little bit about the private life first. These will all seem very, I think, obvious, but I'm going to express the obvious. The private life that we live is the life that nobody sees. It is that inner life. Now, perhaps there are some close loved ones, some significant others in our lives that will see aspects of our private life, but even our private life is, for the most part, kept from those who are even closest to us. Your private life is just that. It is private. An aspect of life that is usually closely held for protection. Because there's that aspect within each and every one of us that says, oh, if I let this out, what will people think? Right? Well, let's set that aside for the moment. We don't need to worry about what people think because our private life is ours. And so we're just considering the private life for a moment. I mean, have you ever had the thought, oh gosh, I hope nobody knows what I'm thinking? Anyone ever have that? I have. There are things that go through my mind. Yeah. I was going to say something snarky like, and as a minister, those things that go through my mind sometimes that many people might think of as, oh, well, that's not very ministerial, is it? It's my private life. I get to keep it private. So that's the private life. The personal life that you live is a little more known. That really is what you share with your close confidants, your significant others, your friends, your family. It is an extension of that protective wall, right? It is a place of greater comfort. We can express a little bit more in our personal life than we do in our private life. There's greater comfort in that. We don't hold it quite so close. We worry less about expressing our personal lives to that inner circle than we do our private life. We don't worry as much about what people think we are thinking. And then there is our public life. And you do not have to be a public figure to live a public life. We are each and every one of us living a public life in some respect. Every time you walk out your front door, you are living a public life. It is the life you put out there absent fear. That's your public life. So what I would love for each and every one of us to do is to just simply close our eyes for a moment, take in a breath. Just close your eyes and take in a breath. And for each of these aspects of living, I would like you to consider just one expression that each of these can contain, a part of your life that is private, just one idea that you can identify as a private life you live, one idea that is personal, and one idea that is public. And just check in to see what feelings come up for you in considering your private, your personal, and your public expression. What feelings come up for you? And now settle into this consideration. Are those feelings cohesive, or do they contradict one another? Allow yourself the opportunity for judgment-free awareness. When you're ready, you can open your eyes again. I mentioned judgment-free awareness because it is not my intention right now that you try to do anything about whether or not you're living with those cohesive feelings or feelings in contradiction within any aspect of those lives that you're living. One of the great benefits of new thought, now here's the thing, I'm not telling you to do anything about it now, but trust me, by the end of today, you're going to be directed to do something about it. But one of the great benefits, and this is why I mentioned that, one of the great benefits of new thought, this new thought philosophy, is that we have constant access to what the subconscious is doing. We have constant access to reveal and reflect and understand what the subconscious is doing and creating in our lives. Because here's what happens. Those feelings that come up, those feelings that you may or may not, and if you didn't identify anything, don't worry about it right now. But you can always go back, watch the talk later, or listen to the talk later, and you can try it out again and see what comes up for you. But all of those things, those feelings that come up for you may be rooted in a subconscious, that thing that is below the level of awareness, a subconscious idea or belief that is either in service to or not in service to a life well lived. That's the great benefit that we have in New Thought, is that part of our spiritual work is to bring those notions up to the fore of our thinking, to make ourselves aware of them. Now, these feelings of cohesion or contradiction, they are rooted in each and every one of us, usually below the level of awareness, and they express, here's the thing, whether or not we are aware of them, they are expressing in the experience of our lives in every single moment. That's why it's the great joke. I say it's a joke. It's not really a joke. It is the great way we can all learn about what is happening, because we talk a lot about those things below the level of awareness. It is the great opportunity that we have to learn what is happening below the level of awareness. The joke is, if you want to know what that is, look at your life. Is your life a life lived in cohesion or in contradiction? It's a great, great way to start understanding what is happening below the level of awareness. We live moment to moment deciding what is going to be private, what is going to be personal, what is going to be public. And we may not even be aware that it is happening. In fact, I think a lot of the time we are not aware that it is happening. But the consciousness, whether at the level of awareness or below the level of awareness, is always 100% of the time showing up as our life experience. And there is nothing inherently right or wrong. I don't want us to go into that space of judgment. There is nothing inherently right or wrong about any aspect of these lived lives unless you decide for them to be right or wrong. So all of this leads up to the big question that I want to ask today. Are you ready? The question is this: who do you choose to be? Who do you choose to be in any given moment? Who are you choosing to be right in this moment? Because ultimately, let's not put our choice of who we are going to be out in the future. It will always remain in the future until we decide, I choose to be something now. So who do you choose to be in this moment? Do you choose to be someone who affirms the integrity of all life, the value of all people, and respects the common unity of all? Now, many of us are probably going, well, of course I do. I'm in this spiritual community called Unity. I'm here, I understand, and I respect the integrity of all life, the value of all people, and I respect the common unity of all. Now what I would like you to do is just check in without judgment and see if there's any part of your private or personal life that is in contradiction to that. And how do you choose to move forward? Do you choose something new? And that's what we can do. We can choose something new. How do you choose to be? Whom do you choose to be? How do you choose to express that innate sense of who you choose to be? Does every part of your life reflect these values? And that's why I wanted us to pay special attention today to the mission statement. the mission statement. Love, inspiration, these are values. Love, inspiration, learning, wholeness, acceptance, and joy. Do you live in alignment with those particular values? That's a great question. And in what way might you have a life that is lived in contradiction to that? Here's where I'm going with all of this. If these lives that we have are all in cohesion with one another, then I believe the innate result is peace. That's my belief. You can choose to believe something else, but that's my belief. I believe that when we are in cohesion, the innate result in the world of form and in the world of experience and within each and every one of us is peace. That's why I talk about the peace candle being that innate sense, that the consistent illumination of that which is within. If there is contradiction in any of that, then we are living something that is opposite peace. And it's funny thing is, I see a lot of that. I'm not going to go down the road of saying all the ways I see contradictions to peace. Doesn't matter. Who do I choose to be in this moment? And who do each and every one of us choose to be in this moment? Do we let ourselves get railroaded by those things out there that seem contradictory to peace and allow ourselves to take that on as a belief? Or do we choose to be within the structure of those values? How do we find peace of mind? How do we find peace in our hearts? Find the cohesion. Find the cohesion of your private, personal, and public lives. This it absolutely necessitates self-reflection, and not everybody likes to self-reflect. That can be a scary thing. But it's a necessity to be an adherent within this philosophy. 99% of the work we do is in self-reflection. So are you willing? Do you have the capacity to step into that willingness if you are not yet willing? Can you self-reflect? In what way are you in cohesion with your private, personal, and public life in love, inspiration, learning, wholeness, acceptance, and joy? The reflection can be on any place where we are or are not living these values. There's an experience. I think I've talked about this before. Here's the thing. I know that I've talked about it before. I don't know that I've talked about it from this particular platform, so it's all brand new to most of you who have not been with me on my entire ministry journey. So I'm going to tell you this story anyway. There is a place that we used to go to for what I called spiritual summer camp every summer when I was studying to become a minister. There was a summer retreat that we would go to at this place called Asilomar on the Monterey Peninsula in California. Absolutely magnificent, glorious space to go and have the experience of settling into deepening to that which we are. And you go there and this retreat that I would go to, it was like there would be hundreds of people, ministers and teachers, and we would go and we hear these magnificent talks from these luminaries in the New Thought movement, and we'd have magnificent music. It's actually where I got to know Michael Gott and Karen Drucker and a lot of people in the New Thought world of music. And it's just magical. It's just a magical time. And boy, you go through this whole week of this spiritual retreat, and by the end, you're just like floating, right? Yeah. And then you get in your car, and this is up in the Monterey Peninsula, and I used to go there when I lived in Los Angeles. And we would get in our car at the end of the week, and we're like, yeah, we're going to go back, and we're going to take all of this love and light right back down the coast to Los Angeles. Yeah, but of course, the first thing you have to do when you leave the Asilomar grounds is you have to go to the gas station, because you're not going to make it all the way to Los Angeles unless you have a full tank of gas. So we got to this gas station, and I was there with my mentor in ministry, Dr. James Mellon. He was just Reverend James Mellon at the time, and he had given a talk that summer, this particular summer that I'm talking about. And he, it was his Asilomar debut. So a lot of people came and saw his talk. And so we pull up to gas up the car, and there's on the other side, using the pump on the other side, is this car of people, and they're all out there, and they're having this discussion around who paid for gas and how much I owe and how much you owe. It was clearly a group of people that had, traveled together. We didn't know where from. And they're just, going at it. Oh, this, that, It's like, well, you paid for gas at this place and I paid for gas at that place. And how is this all going to balance out? And they had this big old discussion around it. And then, one of them just looks over and sees James Mellon with a gas pump putting gas in the tank. And they look and they go, oh, Reverend James, they say. Reverend James, oh, you gave such a wonderful talk at Asilomar. So it's really fascinating that at the end of that entire week where we're walking away floating, how quickly we can be brought back down to the base aspects, right? Where are we not in cohesion with the values that we claim? It can happen without us even realizing that it's happening. But we're living moment to moment. So when it is recognized and when it is realized, we get to allow ourselves to move forward in a different direction. I think we're living basically in this life, and there is the opportunity that we all have in every moment to either devolve into that bickering, less than cohesive group, or rise above it. There's a big old gas station where a lot of this comes to fruition, and I'm not going to get into the big old discussion around this today, but I'll tell you, the big gas station these days, the place where I see so much of this contradictory activity happening, is social media. It is, social media, I think, is a blessing and it is a curse. It is a blessing in its potential and it is a curse in its potential. Get it? It is a blessing and a curse. That's just one aspect of our outward expression, where we can be either in cohesion or in contradiction. Oh, I think it's very easy to see in social media. Now, whether we are engaged in social media or not, and I know that many within this community are not that engaged in social media, but I am of a generation that was like really computer savvy, so social media was a big thing to get involved in early on. But that social media, here's the thing, that is an outward expression that is part of our public life, right? And many of us bring our personal and private life to that public forum. And if it is not in cohesion with what we would like to be the values we carry, which is a lot of times what I see, then what are we putting out there publicly? It's just something to check in on. Are we in cohesion? Are we walking angels? I believe that if we find that space of cohesion within our hearts, we are walking angels. What is our innate drive? Are we radiating peace? We can be. We absolutely can be. If we have the willingness to release the contradictions and live in cohesion to activating those values within each and every one of us, to love, to inspire, to learn, to integrate, to accept, and do it all in joy. That's how we find peace. This is the second week of Advent, and the second week of Advent is typically all about peace. So who do you choose to be today? Now you may be wondering, weren't you going to talk about science fiction? Your talk title today was Warp Drive. Warp Drive. This is what warp drive means. It is that innate desire and drive within us to be walking angels, radiating peace. W.A.R.P. Walking angels, radiating peace. What is your drive today? How will you choose to be today? What will you do to begin to find that space of cohesion today? Namaste. So as the band makes their way back up, and I grab a sip of water once again, Someday I probably will give a talk about Star Trek and the future that Star Trek represents, because I think it's a future we could probably all get behind. That's not this week, irrespective of the title of my talk. Here's the homework. The homework this week, remember I said before that you were going to have to do some work? Here's the homework. I would like each and every one of us to take a deep dive into self-reflection this week. Find the ways, identify the ways in which you live in cohesion or contradiction to the values which you hold dear. They don't have to be necessarily the values that I talked about today, but identify those values and see where you live in cohesion or in contradiction in every aspect of those three lives. Do you want to make change within any of that? If you find that there is change you would like to make, then here's my directive. Make the change. And I invite you to take into your heart something that may have touched you today. Kernel of truth, an idea, something resonant, and allow yourself to be present with that right in this moment. When I forget we are one, and I regret things that I've done, I go within my heart and soul. I start again knowing I'm whole. God is right here where I am. I am right where I should be. As I fill my mind with peace, I feel it washing over me. God is right here where I am, flowing in and out through me. In this moment, I am free. In this moment, I am free. For I am a walking angel radiating peace. That is my innate drive. And as I accept this innate truth more and more in every moment, I live that truth in every moment. And I know that that truth is backed by an infinite power and presence, because that is all that exists, the infinite creative source. And this being our identity, I know that that source shows up magnificently in this moment, and in this moment, and in this moment. I trust this, I know this, and it is with gratitude in my heart that I welcome the flow that follows by establishing this point of view in a peace of mind, with peace in my heart. I let it be so as I relax, release, let go, and allow. And so it is. When things go wrong and my way is dark, and when I lose my song and life breaks my heart, I go within my heart and soul. I start again knowing I'm whole. God is right here where I am. I am right where I should be. As I fill my mind with peace, I feel it washing over me. God is right here where I am, flowing in and out through me. In this moment, I
In this moment, I am free.
I am free, and I am grateful. And this is the opportunity where I express my gratitude to each and every one of you, everyone present here, everyone online, for your support of this magnificent work we are doing here, and invite your support now by way of offering a contribution to this center. Why do we give? Because, of course, we do want to be here. We want to thrive, not just survive, and your support ensures that we get to thrive. So I encourage you and invite you to give in whatever way resonates with your heart here today, and I trust that that is a resonance of gratitude. There are many ways that you can give. You can give by going to our website, unitytucson.com, and clicking on the donate link that is there. You can use a credit or debit card in that fashion, or you can call the office during our regular office hours, Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., and make a contribution over the phone using a debit or credit card. You can also send in a check to the address. All of that is on the screen. It's in the description field of the video. Many, many options for you to support Unity of Tucson and our mission and vision in the work we are doing here. Let's share together the divine givingness statement as a reflection and an affirmation of our consciousness of giving. Here we go. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I joyously contribute to my spiritual center, knowing that it goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless, and returns to me multiplied abundantly. I thankfully acknowledge God as my source. Another new song for this community, because it's a song that was written by my former music directors in Toronto. In this moment I feel joy. In this moment I feel joy. In this moment I feel joy. I feel joy. I feel joy. I feel joy. And the point of power is in this moment now. And the point of power is in this moment now. And the point of power is in this moment now. And the point of power is in this moment now. In this moment I feel love. In this moment I feel love. In this moment I feel love. I feel love. I feel love. I feel love. And the point of power is in this moment now. And the point of power is in this moment now. And the point of power is in this moment now. And the point of power is in this moment now. It's a good one. It's a fun one, eh? Oh, see, there's the... I've spent a lot of time in Canada. I just said, it's a good one. It's a fun one, eh? For those of you who are watching online and would normally be joining for our virtual gathering today at 11:30, the board has decided to have to come together for a special meeting today. So there will be no virtual gathering today at 11:30. I know it's like we've had one in the last 4 weeks. I will be back to it next week, but just wanted to give you the heads up that we are going to have a special meeting of the board of directors today. Just as a reminder too, Christmas Eve candlelight service. We are doing a virtual Christmas Eve candlelight service. It will go live at 6 p.m. on Christmas Eve. Looking forward to really sharing a special time with all of you on Christmas Eve. I have also put a call out to you if you have not already done so. There is a request for you to upload or email or send to me a video of yourself holding a candle or a short or a still image of yourself holding a candle that we can incorporate so that our entire community can be a part of the Christmas Eve service. The details for that are in an email that has gone out, and if you would like more information on that, you can always contact us here. Stop by the office during our regular office hours to participate in our sock box. You can drop off socks, and I keep wanting to say toques because that's the Canadian, right? Socks and undergarments and things that are well needed by people who are in need right now. We collect those this time of year to distribute that as well. Also, we are going to have a New Year's Eve labyrinth and dissolving bowl experience. There are details of that on our website at unitytucson.com. It is an in-person experience, and it's outdoors. We are going to still ask people to be masked for the experience, and we are doing it in shifts. We're doing groups of 10 every half hour. So you can sign up. It starts at 11:30 that morning on New Year's Eve, December 31st, and will go through until 5:30 p.m. to participate in walking the path, utilizing the dissolving bowl, which is like a burning bowl, but no fire. And then you can make your way out of the labyrinth and truly step into what our 2021 theme is going to be, which is Emerge. So I'm looking forward to that. Trust you will all participate in that. Also, our artist of the month is Paula Olson. Her gallery is now available on our website, so please do check that out. Some really such cool stuff, though. The link for that is in the description of the video. You can also find it under one of the menu headings on our website as well. Finally, there are some board positions that are going to become available, and nominations for those positions are being taken now. So there are 2 positions that will come up for election at the end of February at our general meeting. Would love for you, if you feel called to leadership within this community, I would love for you to reach out, let us know that you would like to serve. The information on how to contact us is in the description field of the video. Essentially, Paula Olson, who's our artist of the month, is also the chair of our nominating committee, and she is collecting those nominations. And if you are called, let us know, and we will respond, and we will talk to you about what that all means. So please allow yourself to step into that. I do want to say thank you to everybody who has made today the magnificent experience it is. Of course, I want to say thank you to our technical crew, Wally and Don, and Carrie-Mon, who's filling in for Aiden today. Thank you so much for your camera operation. Grateful to have you serve. I, of course, want to say thank you to everybody, the board who are in the room, the board members who are in the room, and I will acknowledge also a spouse of the board, Anita, grateful to have you here today. Kathy, thank you so much for your support, lighting the candles, always a blessing to have you here, and of course this magnificent group of musicians, grateful to have you serve today. Such a blessing. And I want to say thank you to every single person who is connected here, right now. Whether you're watching live or on the replay, you are a part of this spiritual family, and I am grateful to you for that. Thank you so much for being here. Let us share together the prayer for protection as we complete our time here today. The light of God surrounds me. I am that light. The love of God enfolds me. I am that love. The power of God protects me. I am that power. The presence of God watches over me. I am that presence. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever God is, I am. And so it is. Amen. Wherever God is, I am. And that makes me want to sing. I can't help it. God makes me want to sing. I can't help it. God makes me want to sing. It makes me feel so good. I can do most anything. I am loving every living thing. I can see the face of God and paupers and kings. But we're all precious, no one less or more, and we've all got the same treasure in store. That's why I'm loving every living thing. I can't help it. God makes me want to sing.
I'm believing in my guiding light. Well, no matter what comes, it always turns out right. I just dig down to how I feel. I take a deep breath and then grab the wheel. That's why I'm believing in my guiding light. I can't help it, God makes me wanna sing. I can't help it, God makes me wanna sing. Makes me feel so good, I can do most anything. I can't help it, God makes me wanna sing. I can't help it, God makes me wanna sing. It makes me feel so good, I can do most anything. It makes me feel so good, I can do most anything. It makes me feel so good, I can do most anything. Make it a magnificent week, everyone.